Hello, welcome to my knife sharpening tutorial on the Sharpall, Foley Belsaw Sharpall 5th model 1055. Okay, if you've watched my other videos, I have some other videos about how to set this thing up. Today we're going to be using the small wheel here. Now, I've already dressed this small wheel. It's kind of got a little bit of a bevel on it, okay? Now, kitchen knives are a little bit different than some of the other things we sharpen because the blade is not straight. It starts out, kind of goes straight for a little while, and then it tapers on down. So you kind of have to work with that. Now, if anybody says that sharpening a knife on a regular grinder is much easier or is, in their opinion better, I would not argue with them, but we've got 1055 model Sharpall. All right, so this blade here, kitchen knives, I have found generally, even coming from the factory, are not that sharp. Are not as sharp as they could be. Today, I'm going to take you through the whole process of sharpening one of these things. Now, as you can see, the blade here has got some nicks in it. Over time, these things lose their edge. And even when that happens, kitchen sharpeners don't really work all that well on them because they've lost their edge. And while, it will increase the sharpness of the blade a little bit, it won't last very long. So anyway, I'm going to show you how to set this thing up and sharpen it. Okay, we're all set up here, and I'm going to show you. The table is set at 0. We don't need to use it really, except maybe to rest our fingers on or something. Now, I'm going to be going this way against the wheel. A lot of people say, "Oh, you got to use water. You don't put a lot of pressure on that thing." The guys are using water. Typically, they're heavy-handed. They can burn blades really easy. So. Let's go ahead and I'll show you. I'll make a pass here. Okay. We're up to speed, so here we go. I'm going to hold this at about maybe a 25-degree angle. Trying to keep relatively even pressure on it. I'm holding it about maybe a 25-degree angle. Trying to sharpen roughly in the same place. Starting to get a little bit of a good edge on. It's not perfect, but anyway, here we go. Now I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to go the opposite direction. Again, holding it at a 25 or so degree angle. This sharpening is not going to be perfect because it's freehand. But since the blade is curved, I really can't do much more to it. Okay, so here we go. Just kind of roughly trying to keep it at that. Now, we've got a pretty decent edge on it. I still see a nick or two, so I'm going to go over it again. Okay, I think we got them. All right, now next step in the process, turn our machine off, and I'll see you over the bench. Okay, I've got my diamond stone here. As you can see, there's many grits on it. It's set up here in my tail vise. I've got something else I'm working on right here. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to take this. I'm going to get set up, and we're going to pass this over the diamond stone several times on the edge that we've just made on this thing, which is a pretty good edge. So we'll do that several times, take the burrs out, and this sucker should be pretty darn sharp. So I'll show you what I'm doing here in a moment. Okay, so here we are over at the bench. I've got this on the 200 grit. Now, there are some sharpening purists or sharpening aficionados who will say, "Oh no, a whetstone or a water stone is much better." The thing about the diamond stone, for most of us idiots, is that it does not require a great deal of surface preparation or anything. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to take the knife and we're going to go along this stone a few times on this coarse side here, about the same angle that we did on the grinder. Let's see, we'll do it this way a few times. We might. Okay, now we're going to do that until we get to, yeah, it's starting. And what we're doing here is we're just taking a lot of the big heavy burrs out. We're going to flip it 4 times, and on the last time, we're going to see how sharp it is. Okay, so we're back here, and I'm all finished. I can tell from just handling it that this thing is pretty sharp. Okay, I just got a envelope from inside. What I did was I started at 200. I went along and kind of brushed it up, took the burr off. There's a good edge on it now, a real good edge. And we'll see how sharp it is here. Ready, 1, 2. Okay, it's just cleaving through this like nothing. So it's pretty sharp. You should, I really believe that people should really take a lot of time to sharpen their kitchen utensils, because most of the time when an accident or a really bad cut occurs, it's seldom ever with a really sharp knife. It's generally with a dull knife. So if you keep these things sharp, and the Foley Belsaw model 1055 can surely help you do that, you'll work a lot better in the kitchen. Everything will work out a lot better. And that's my knife sharpening tutorial. If you got a 1055 or you're thinking about getting one, or one of the similar sharpeners, which will work pretty much the same as the Foley Belsaw 1055, there's other models that other people demonstrate with out there. I would go ahead and seriously think about getting that, or some kind of sharpening system. There's a lot of sharpening systems online, or in use today, but a lot of them are made of plastic. This whole thing, the dude over there, is all metal. And anyway, that's it for today. I'm going to be making a lot more videos showing you how to sharpen various other things with the 1055. One quick thing before I go. Now, all of my kitchen knives were extremely dull, and they're kind of a hodgepodge of stuff we bought. I've got this big cleaver. Now, I sharpen them all. I'm using the same method that I used today. And this here, let's see, that's something my wife did. Hang on a second. I'll get something good. All right. A lemon. All right. As you can see, let's take the cleaver. And the cleaver, it just goes, boom, right through the lemon clean, okay? Very sharp. Same way with all the other knives. They are very, very sharp. Cut through tough lemon skin like nothing. Okay, now, these blades will hold their edge. Now, let's see if I have it in here. Yeah, here is a sharpener that you can get at many kitchen stores. I don't particularly like these because they've got 2 plates of metal here in a V, and you put your knife through there. The problem is that they can really ruin your edge, and these 2 are supposed to hone it. And most of the time, I like these old rod sharpeners. I picked this up at a thrift store somewhere. It's got a bone handle, and it's got these little ridges here on this rod, and you take your knife when you want to sharpen it, and you do that, and it will sharpen it. And these knives have a good edge on them. They're all good cutters, and they'll work, and they'll last a while. You will have to eventually resharpen them. But one thing I really like about the 1055 Sharp-All is that, one, it's pretty easy to sharpen a knife very evenly on that top part of that little wheel. The wheel, it only takes about 2 passes, 2 light passes. You don't need water or anything. That thing just sharpens them up super. And then you take the burr off of them, and that kind of really fine hones them. These things are excessively sharp. I'm gonna have to warn my kids and my wife today about sticking their hand into the drawer. This can, if you have a 1055 Sharp-All in addition to other things, it can save you a lot of money in the kitchen because you can go to a thrift store and just buy an old set of worn out knives and have them, you know, totally working like professional ones, you know, after just, you know, half an hour or so of sharpening them all. But, you know, maybe not even that much time. But that's what my video is about today, just one of the many uses of the sharp awl. There's a lot of sharp awl videos out there, but there's not a lot of sharp awl videos showing you how to really do anything on them. So that's what my goal is with these. And I got tons of other machines out there I'm going to show you how to use too. See ya.